Rigetti Computing, another quantum computing stock that has gone up, well, a tremendous amount in a matter of weeks. At the time of making this video, Rigetti Computing has a market cap of $4.78 billion. The stock year to date is up over 1,600%. In the last 3 months alone, this stock is up over 2,000%. So for those of you that did buy Rigetti in October, maybe even in November, congratulations, you've had a performance that usually you don't get in decades of investing. Now, right now, the stock is trading at 356.4 times EV to sales. Let me repeat that, 356.4 times. I mean, that's quite insane. As you can see here, the rise in multiple expansion has been something that you rarely see. Now, it's true that in fiscal 24, sales is expected to be down 8.35%, but then in the next 2 fiscal years, sales is expected to grow at an accelerated pace, 41.5% year-over-year growth in fiscal 25, followed by another 127.1% growth in fiscal 2026. But still, in fiscal 2026, this company is expected to generate only $35.3 million in revenue, while right now we're at $4.7 billion in market cap. In simple terms, this does not make any sense. Again, you might be super bullish on quantum computing, on quantum mechanics for the future. That's fine. Especially if you bought a couple of months ago. You are already getting the performance of, 10 plus years of investing right now, being up 1,000, being up 2,000% in a matter of months. You already got the performance of, some might say even a lifetime. So today, if you ask me, does it make sense? No, it does not make any sense. Because if you look at the market cap, you look at the revenue, we will look at the losses as well, shares outstanding, dilutions, all of that. It does not make any sense to pay the price that it's trading at today, even if you think that this company will be one of the winners in the quantum computing world, despite players like Google, IBM, Intel, Microsoft, Amazon, and all of them also playing in that same industry. So let's discuss Rigetti a little bit further in this video. If you enjoy this type of videos, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. If not, we really appreciate that. If you want to support me even further, do check out the link down in the description and in the pinned comment with the top 10 best stocks to buy now, or go to fool.com/couchinvestor. Thank you very much. Right now, at the time of making this video, the average analyst price target, only 6 analysts covering this stock, by the way, sits at $3.5, representing close to 80% downside from the price we're at right now. If we compare Rigetti to the other names, right? IonQ, D-Wave, quantum computing, I mean, it's pretty clear that we are in bubble territory, right? You can see that quantum computing sits at 468.9 times price to sales. Rigetti, as we've seen, 361.7 times. Then we've got the D-Wave at 183.4 times, and IonQ, the lowest, but still at 144.4 times. Clearly, this is bubble territory. Now, if we look at Rigetti's performance for revenue, we've seen that it's expected to grow quickly in the next 2 years. We can also see that free cash flow wise, we see some small improvements. Although still negative here, we see some small improvements that's expected to happen in fiscal 25 and fiscal 2026. But of course, if we looked at what has happened just before, a couple of quarters before, maybe even 2 years before, we can see that revenue has come down, gross profit has come down, net loss are still bad, although a small improvement from the peaks back here in Q1 2023 and Q3 2023, a small improvement. But all in all, definitely not the sexiest name and sexiest profile out there. If you look at what happened last quarter, revenue was down 23.4%, but total operating expenses was also down 2.9%. Net loss improved by 33.2%, but here shares outstanding were up 40.7% year over year. But of course, you don't really care about dilution that much, especially not if you're up 2,000% or 1,600%. Now, last quarter, they did give us an update on their roadmap. So the company plans to introduce a new modular system architecture in 2025. By mid-year 2025, the company expects to release a 36-qubit system based on 4 9-qubit chips tiled together with a targeted 99.5% median 2-qubit fidelity. By the end of 2025, the company expects to release a system with over 100 qubits with a targeted 99.5% median 2-qubit fidelity. Rigetti plans to develop the 336-qubit Lyra system thereafter. Rigetti remains on track to develop and deploy its anticipated 84-qubit NCAT3 system with the goal of achieving a 99+% medium 2-qubit gate fidelity by the end of 2024. Now, the 99% plus medium 2-qubit that we're seeing here on the screen and on various reports basically refers to the accuracy of operations performed between quantum gates, specifically 2-qubit gates, which manipulates pairs of quantum bits, in this case qubits. And this is important because for quantum computers to perform useful computations, especially on large scales, high fidelity of quantum gates is essential because errors can accumulate and degrade the quality of computations. We've seen that with the recent announcement of Willow by Google, right? They say that the larger they get, it's not that the errors are going to increase, and that's extremely important. And so for Rigetti specifically, the stock has gone up for various reasons, right? These announcements, the roadmap, strategic partnerships with big players, growing investor interest in quantum computing, increased government support in the field as well. So that's one of the main reasons why these stocks have gone up, and especially Rigetti, in the last couple of weeks and months. If you missed the IonQ video, I basically showed you this picture. A rising tide lifts all boats, meaning here you see, for example, each boat is a quantum computing stock. Because the tide, which is the stock market and the quantum computing, let's say, topic, goes up, it will lift all of these boats, no matter the profitability profile, no matter if they generate revenue or not, no matter if the losses are increasing or not. It doesn't matter. Right now, the momentum is with this topic, so a rising tide lifts all boats. We've also seen that the daily call volume traded as a share of average since May 2024 is extremely high. Sits at over 2,500% back here December 16. If you look at the peak for Nvidia was at a peak close to 400%. So there's definitely a ton of interest around quantum computing stocks. And maybe right now might be the perfect time to unload your shares on other folks that want to become bag holders. And if you do not want to go after single shares, there are some quantum computing ETFs, more specifically the quantum computing ETF, which has Rigetti as the number one position, 13.2%. Then we've got D-Wave at 10.4%, and then IonQ at 6%. No idea why Monster and Marvell are here in the top 5. So, okay. One last thing here, and that's the insider activity. As you can see, there's been a ton of insider selling. It's a mix of options execution. It's a mix of automatic selling because, well, it did trigger some price target that they have set. And it's also including some direct selling. So yes, in the last 3 months and in the last 12 months, there has been more selling than buying. And so right now, if we look at Rigetti stock, it's, well, one of the most overbought stocks in the market. RSI is close to 100. We're at 97.6, but here as well, it has been overbought for a long period of time. I mean, since it was at $2, it's been overbought. So yeah, as you can see, when you've got the momentum, logic does not apply. Right now, the 20-day moving average sits at $6.57. The 50-day one at $4.11 and the 200-day one at $2. And so unlike many other YouTubers out there that will still try to convince you that it makes total sense to buy these types of names right now at current valuation, I don't think it's the responsible thing to do, especially not if you're sitting on huge gains, right? If you're sitting on over 1,000% gains in matters of weeks or months, there's really no reason to stick around, right? Because you already get years and years of performance in just a short period of time. And this is not me wanting to buy the stock at lower prices. No, I have zero interest in buying these quantum computing names. I got exposure through Google, I get exposure through Amazon, I get exposure through Intel as well. I have no interest in that. Would I have loved to have a huge position in Rigetti and be up 1,000%, 1,600%? 100%, right? Who wouldn't want to get these types of returns in a super short period of time? Everyone wants to have that. But right now, I just don't think it's responsible to keep repeating the same thing for views on YouTube, impressions on X. People say, oh, it's still the best thing to buy. No, I don't think at current valuation, it makes any sense to keep on piling money into these names. Especially if you have no position in these names, then there's really no reason to chase it at the moment. If you have a position, I think you are smart enough to know what's best for you. Of course, all of this is just my opinion. If you disagree, you can disagree in the comment section below. Like, subscribe to all of that, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.